no matter where on the tree, whether it's a secondary or a primary lateral. We don't want to interrupt the growth of the parent stem bark. If we make a collar cut, which is just outside of that, then we have
right in front of it, right here.
Fastest healing that's available.
Not leaving a stump, not leaving a stump to rot. No,
not a stub per se, but it will be. Some of our men would refer to it as a dog ear. Let's say, if you have a 45-degree angle coming off of your parent stem, then you're going to have a bit of a dog ear, like a bump coming out. If you flush cut it to the parent stem, then you're going to have very slow, interrupted healing, which is not good for the...
Now, I've been recommending for years, tell me if I'm wrong, I've been recommending do not buy the black tar tree coat stuff because Penn State and the University of Maryland and I think Cornell said it doesn't do any good, it's cosmetic.
It used to be used by arborists, but science, and we have a lot of science available to us by universities like Penn State, Michigan, University of Maryland, that the research shows that what that really does, in addition to preserving the wood, which is going to, the wood on the face of the wound is going to die and somewhat decay anyway. But what's very important in any pruning cut is the sealing off, walling off of that wound. What the arborist paint or tar or whatever sealant you may have been using does is retard the growth of that callus wood that's going to come in. We want that to happen as fast as possible and as symmetrically as possible. So we want a round healing of that wound.
Some people's habits won't change though. I was in a garden center one day and I told this guy, he wanted to buy some tree coat. I said, what are you going to do? He said, I'm going to do some pruning. I said, you don't need it. Oh yes, I do. My father used it.
Right.
And my grandfather used it, I'm going to use it.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, it's not going to kill the tree, but it will slow down the healing. So we definitely don't recommend it anymore.
All righty. Do you cabling?
We do, and the newest version of tree bracing and cabling that's available to us was developed in Germany. It's called Cobra straps.
Really?
Completely non-invasive to the tree, and this is it's an exciting development because, as you probably know, the old cabling systems would put stainless steel, or we hope stainless steel hardware into the tree, but we'd still have to drill into the tree, either tap into it or lag into it, but either way, we're drilling in, and then bracing it with steel cables. Steel cables don't have any flex whatsoever, no give. So we're really stiffening up the tissue of the tree, which is not optimum either. Now what we have is a completely non-invasive system, wraps around the trunk of the tree.
Really?
Has a growth expansion system in it, so it allows for growth in the stem without girdling, and also has a shock absorption system in the middle of the span that still allows movement.
For a windy day, yeah.
Right, and we're protecting against failure, but we're also allowing movement in the upper canopy, which benefits the tissue of the tree. So it's an excellent system, much less invasive, about the same price point, but we've been installing it, and it's maintenance-free for about 3 to 5 years, and then it should be inspected by an arborist at that point to see if it needs to be replaced, readjusted, whatever. But
now, I mention this in my shows once in a while when a homeowner's planting a new, beautiful little maple tree or birch tree or whatever it is, and it's in a windy spot, to stake the tree. But I don't believe in leaving it staked forever because it weakens it.
Yeah, the guide wires should come out. Yeah, in one season. One season would be a long time for
it.
It should come out within 3 months.
Yes.
And you don't want to girdle the cambium layer of a newly planted tree. It's been under enough stress and shock already. So once the roots start to
take hold,
get out of the B&B and into the pit, which is something else I want to talk about, is the actual planting pit.
I wondered what that thing is. Now, what is that?
We came across a new product, Dr. John, and this is called Rootwell. It's a